So this video might not have a lot of attention at first, but I really wanted to show to you guys, and people will eventually search for this, and I like to do this type of video because of that, how to do the bomb toss. I don't think I ever did a tutorial on that, so yeah, we're gonna try to explain to you guys how to use the bomb toss static to actually employ bombs, right? Of course, it can be used for guided stuff as well. I'm gonna show to you guys later, but first let's show the basics. So the first thing obviously is that you have to have some buttons over here. I'm not gonna show every single one of them because it depends on how you play and everything. Like for example, if you have the secondary weapons kind of loadout, or if you have each button for each weapons, it will depend. So you need a button to deploy the weapon, the bomb, the guided bomb, whatever, you know. And of course you need a button that is basically for choosing a target, right? And that's pretty much what it is. So you can use the button to lock a target like this, you know, to designate a target on the ground. This button normally is the site stabilization or something like that, you know. So of course you can use something like that, but also you can use, for example, the camera to choose the target. So we don't have thermals over here, but you can use the camera and lock it up where it is, so you know where the target is. Or you can use the map as well. You can basically zoom in over here. You can use the right mouse button to change where it is on the map, and once you detect a target or found the target that you want to click or destroy, you're gonna have to choose very carefully where you want the bomb dropped. Okay, and that's the first step. So you need to have a way to actually designate a target to use the CCRP mode, the continuous computed release point. That's the main thing, right? And then we're not gonna, you know, fly over the target and hold the button until the bomb is released, you know, like it used to be. So for example, here you would just click the button, that little X on the little circle there would appear, see, blinking there, and then, you know, it will automatically release the bomb. But we're not gonna wait until we are flying above the target, because maybe the target is filled with AA systems. So that's the idea of the bomb toss. So we're gonna use the two FAB 500s over here to show to you guys. So the first thing is that you're gonna fly very low to the ground, and you're gonna maintain where, you know, you chose the target. So you could fly high, try to find where the target is in a ground battle, for example. This would be harder to do, but still, or a fixed target like this with a map or with the button that I showed to you guys, and then you will fly very low to the ground. You're gonna hold then the button once the nose goes up. So you're gonna wait until you kind of feel you're close enough. So here I'm gonna wait to the shore. I'm gonna maintain the nose on the line, click to go up, and click the hold button to release the bombs, and the bomb will be automatically released. I will, you know, go defensive. In this case, I'm gonna continue the loop over here, and the bomb will actually go for the computed play. So it's very fast, and it's very, very you know, imprecise, but you can be effective if you know what you're doing, like you see right here, right? So the objective here is to make sure, I almost got killed by the missile there. So the objective here is to destroy a target getting as far away as possible, doing a penetration attempt, flying low. Okay, that's the idea with this strategy over here. It can be useful, it cannot be useful in certain situations, but normally it can be useful, okay, to point the target. So again, we're gonna fly low. Once I have a feeling that we are close enough, because if you're not close enough, it won't be enough. Let me try to do in the same target, just because if not, I'm gonna get killed by the AA. But, you know, you choose the target again. A little bit. It's kind of hard to choose on the map over here. A little bit lower, a little bit higher. Oh my god, it's yeah, there you go. So you choose the target, fly to the line, to the circle there. Once you think you are in range, you're gonna hold the release button, and you're gonna do a pitch up, you know, with the S key, you know, or your mouse, it doesn't matter. You just need to keep your, you know, fly path in the line. So we're gonna do it again. click the release button, nose up with the S key, maintain the, you know, the nose on the line over there. The bomb will automatically be released. There's probably already a missile flying, yeah? And then you wait for the bomb to drop. So it's very easy to do, but you can miss it if you don't... Oh, I crashed. You can miss it if you're not careful, okay? So, for example, here, almost miss it. It will still be a kill, but if it was a smaller bomb, you would have missed it, okay? So that's the idea. Fly low, maintain this line of the CCRP, this line over here, pitch up, and you click, you know, you hold the button to release the bomb, and it will automatically release it, okay? That's the idea. But you can do this with multiple types of bombs depending on what you want to do. So for example, here I have 3 types of bombs for you to take a look. I already tested the 500s. You can see that I tested with 2 bombs, but I didn't need to. I mean, it could be only 1, and it could be effective with that. If I don't know where the target is, I can use multiple ones and release in, you know, a bigger kind of margin there. So for example, here I'm gonna use the 500s to do that, but you can use 500s, you can use, you know, either or. The 500s, the 100s will not do a lot of damage, but you get the point. So for example, I don't know exactly where the targets are, but I know they are right here, right? So I'm gonna do this with a large amount of bombs in a spread out kind of situation. So it will work on the same way, but it is going to be less precise, and you're gonna basically use a lot more bombs, right? So again, flying low, maintaining the line, you're gonna click the button to hold the release, and you're gonna click the S key, or you're gonna go upwards with your mouse. So maintaining the line. So S key, and then the bomb is gonna be releasing, and I can turn away. For example, here I'm kind of close, but you get the idea. And the bombs will actually have kind of an effect of just spread around kind of damage, as you're gonna see. Yeah, see? It kind of spreads around by a lot, see? Is it effective? Well, maybe not, but sometimes you need to have some form of spread to actually try to hit the target. You can do this with larger bombs as well. So for example, I'm gonna use this with the 500s over here. So we're gonna try to attack the same targets with the 500s with 4 bombs. So again, fly low. The objective here is to stay alive. I mean, this maneuver was really used initially to actually deploy a nuclear bomb, you know, to be able to deploy the bomb. It would be way more aggressive than what I'm doing here, but it would be, you know, a way to deploy an atomic bomb without destroying the aircraft, right? So again, release point, you're gonna go up, and then you turn around. This is a not that aggressive bomb toss. And the bombs are dropped in a kind of spread out manner a little bit more. Way less than the 100s, but you still get the idea of what you can do here, right? See? You can do a lot of area damage, right? And you can deploy like very large bombs as well. Like for example, the 3000 over here, which is one of the largest bombs you will see out there, right? There is other bombs, but in terms of bombs that you can actually use with a jet, they will have the CCRP, right? So let's again try to, I mean, we can try to do this with a base over here. If you're gonna do this with a base, you can use another button, which is the switch mission bombing target. So I actually don't have a button for this, so I'm gonna actually, what flaps up? I need to find a button over here. And you can basically, if you click that button, it will switch between the bomb mission points, right? So you can choose the one that you want. In this case, I want that one. And the penetration, you know, it's the same. You fly low, wait for kind of the right time. I mean, it depends on the bomb, it depends on the speed of the aircraft, it depends on many things, the distance that you pull up. So if you pull up too soon, you're gonna notice that the little thing there doesn't, you know, it will not release the bomb, see? So you gotta get closer to be able to do. So you're gonna feel that you are close enough to do this. It's normally good to just practice a little bit for you to be able to do this, right? Here I should be fine already. Fab 3000, nose up, and bomb release. So then I'm gonna go afterwards. If it was a nuclear bomb, I would wait for the release on a 90 degree like this, and then I would go onwards to just escape from the blast, right? But this is not a nuclear bomb, so we can be a little bit more aggressive. But see, I mean, it's a very fast way to just release the bomb as fast as possible utilizing the CCRP. Flying low, you don't need to fly low, but normally you will fly low to be able to get away from any AA systems, okay? So let's try to use guided bombs and stuff. It is a little bit harder, but it can be done. And here we are with our F-18. Now we're gonna use a laser guided bomb. Can you use a TV guided bomb? Well, technically yes, but it won't work too much, okay? The laser ones are the best one for you to use in a bomb toss with, you know, a guided weaponry. But still, it is a little bit hard. So let's try to do this. So we're gonna try to kill this AA system. It doesn't need to be as precise as before, but it does help if it is as precise as you can. And instead of holding the button to release, you're gonna wait for the little horizontal line to meet with the middle circle there, pulling, when you are pulling. So we're gonna do the pull over here, and just a click, you know, without the actual holding of the button. And of course, after that, you can change to the camera of the lightning pod and whatnot, correct where the bomb is going, and you should be able to make the bomb go whenever you want. Of course, like you saw it right there, you gotta be careful with the gimbal limits of the lightning pod in this case, right? If not, it will not go to the target. So I had to do a correction there to be able to get a target, okay? So it's a lot harder, but it can be done. Normally, bomb toss is just better used with the non-guided stuff, but it can be used with the guided stuff. So once again, I'm gonna try to show to you guys how it is done. So just be careful when you are running away because of the gimbal limits of the bomb, okay? So we're gonna try to destroy this target over there, and we're gonna try to make sure that we maintain the laser onto the target for as long as possible. So again, release. That was kind of a weird release, but you get the idea. I can turn around. Let's see if the gimbal limit is there. It doesn't have gimbal limit for that. So I'm gonna have to correct that. So like this. So again, it's not as, you know, easy as with the non-guided bombs because of this. And I might have overshot a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. No, I think it will work. So it needs to be in the FOV of the laser seeker, see, to be able to work. Okay. So this is how it works for laser guided bomb, for a non-guided bomb, to use bomb toss for you to actually use as a tactic. Okay, guys. But basically, this is it. Remember, fly low, pitch up, release the bomb. That's pretty much what it is with the correct target chosen. But yeah, I see you guys in the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys, see you.